I am very, very sorry. Looks like I missed one of the essential steps to get streaming, and yeah, we're jumping in the race only after 25 minutes. Very sorry for that. We saw some great action already. And I think I will just show you some replays now to get you up to speed. This is a big shame because the drivers did a very, very good job. But let's see if we can get some of that action. So coming up to the race start, it was nose to tail for Michael Thomas, who was on pole position, and Bram de Pretre on the right. But Thomas got away cleanly, and the rest of the field followed suit. Wouter Billen and de Grasse bumping wheels, but the whole field got through cleanly. Some position switches, of course, but no major incidents. The only one involved in a tiny incident was Cy Fillingham. We're focusing on him here. Just got on the curb and on the power a bit too quickly and spun out, but no damage to his car. And he got going once again to get close and get back up and running. And then a bit later on, let's see, we had Damien de Grasse getting past Wouter Billen. Here we see that move. A late lunge up the inside from de Grasse to make third spot his. And well, there were many battles throughout the whole field. It's still very close, and we'll go back to the live shots now. But a very well behaved race start and very good racing. So current status is Michael Thomas is in the lead, but he only has a 1 second gap to Bram de Pretre, as you can see, with Bram also holding the fastest lap of the race. Damien de Grasse, after getting past Wouter Billen, is now 4 seconds behind. Wouter Billen has also dropped back a little bit. And then there's a whole gaggle of cars. Amadeo de Keizer, he got into 5th position at the start. Didn't let that one go anymore, but he has had Mackenberg, Bilke, Bayer, Dorem, and his brother in his rearview mirror for the whole half hour we have been racing already. And then Arella, Taplin as well. Look at how close it is here. Arella, Taplin, Horvat in the Lexus, and then Kevin Rowlands a bit further back in the Windward Racing car. Sven Hecke for horsepower, followed by Xander Huizing, and Sven and Xander are currently in the lead of the Silver and M classes. Ian Paskin for TSR is leading the way in front of Paul Heron, and also Tommy Kosonen is right behind. So look at how close these gaps are, even after just a little bit. Pavlacek is in 23rd, and sorry, 21st. And Florian Kutz 22nd after a small incident with Huma, who was just in front of him again. Slight tap into turn 1, spun them both around, and Cuts waited for Huma to rejoin. And now they're back at it, just outside of the top 20. Nigel Wood, Iridius Partes, and here battling with Virlos and Albertini. They make it work somehow. And again, yeah, very, very sorry as the two Mackenberg brothers come into the pits on the hour. There they are. And a good move there from Albertini, who gets the place from Virlos. And Venema looking at that in the background. Let's go on board with Stefan Venema. Oh guys, I'm kicking myself. We just lost first half hour of the race and an epic qualifying session I didn't tell you about yet, but pole position was shared between Bram de Preter and Michael Thomas. They put in the exact same lap time. Bram de Preter put it in late last, so that put Thomas in the actual pole position, but that's how close it was. The whole top 20 was separated by less than a second. So what you will see in the final hour of this race will for sure reflect that. But yeah, very, very sorry that we missed that first half of the race. And here everything is kicking off. Will Richard take chances? No, he stays patient. But I think it's getting very, very hot in Virlos's and Partish's cockpits as Albertini slices through them and is now at the front of this little group of cars. While I keep an eye on the front, everything's still as it is. Cy Fillingham is not too far back as Marvin and Sven Mackenberg have now completed their pit stops together with Ruud Dennis. Justin Vetter as well. Let's have a quick look at the status at the front of the field. Thomas and de Pretre 1 second apart. Last lap from de Pretre was slightly better than Thomas, but I think it will come down to the pit stops. Are these guys pushing a lot, or will they just keep their tires for the whole 90 minutes? That is a possibility as we see De Grasse there and then Wouter Billen. So the top 4 in one shot. Now we have to wait. And it's a long wait until we see Cliff Bilke. Because where is the Keizer? The Keizer is in 10th position. All right, let's have a look what happened to him. He was in 5th. He was in 5th. Still in the lead here of this group. Did he get a small tap there? More side-by-side action between him and Cliff Bilke. Oh, and Bilke. Big slide there. Very hard battle between these two Belgians. And now Bilke has the inside line for turn 1. Let's see how this plays out. Can Mike Spire also take advantage? Oh, very, very, very unfortunate there between Bayer and De Keizer. So that's how De Keizer lost some spots. He will lose a spot as well to Horvath, it seems. Yeah, and that has put him into 10th position. And De Keizer is now in the pits as well. And the gap between the top two coming down. Max Bayer versus Cliff Bilke. Bilke again finding himself in P5 and Bayer dives into the pits. Is that for fuel? He's being followed by Rob Taplin, also in the pits. Oh, and it's getting very close between De Pretre and Thomas. And one of the challenges as well here for this race is the track and ambient temperature. As you can see, 41 degrees track temperature will really wear those tires out. So those who do choose for a double stint on the tires will have to have decided that before the race. I think it's not something that you just try in the middle of the race when you think you can gain something from it. You really need to take care of your tires. And as we saw there, Thomas sliding around a bit, so he is, looks like he's struggling with the tires as Damien de Grasse as well comes out of the pits. Now let's see where he comes out. Where are his competitors? Max Bayer is in 27th. Let's see, Mackenberg. He's in front of Max Bayer. Yeah. So De Grasse, he was in 3rd. He had a bit of a gap, of course, to the guys. He gets going again. And a good stop from him, but we need to look at the front. De Grasse served the mandatory pit stop, so he can go until the end. Now, are these guys... Yeah, they are going for another lap. So they have a different strategy in mind for now. And so Hecke and Huizing still leading their respective classes, but in the Silver Cup, it's oh so close. That's for sure. Let's go on board with De Pretre. De Pretre really feels it's money time now before the pit stops. He wants to get through, gets past Michael Thomas and dive into the pits first. We see Thomas starting to struggle with the tires. I think that's probably the only explanation that I have for that now. And the grass has come out about 4 seconds. A bit more in front of Mackenberg, so about 4 to 5 seconds. And a drive through for Nigel Wood on the track, so getting some track cuts. These guys at the moment, they keep going. What is our closest on-track battle? No, it's actually this one, but Florian Kutz versus Sven de Wilf in the Silver Cup is also one of them. Kutz fighting back after his incident with Huma. He's now in front of Huma. Oh, and de Wilf going wide. And he had to let Kutz through with that. It's battles left, right, and center, but yeah. I want to follow the leaders here because they are coming up onto lapped traffic from very far away. That either looks like a TSR car or maybe a Nerf GT, and both dive into the pits. Oh, this is getting spicy now. There are no collisions in the pits in ACC, but crucially, the Prêtre is in front. So if he can get off the jacks a little bit quicker, then it's very, very possible that he could claim the lead here in the pit stop cycle. I'm leaning just a little bit forward as our helicam man has a bit of trouble trying to focus on these guys, but we'll see. Oh, it's Thomas just ahead, and the Prêtre will have to give him that position, but it's can't get any closer. Well, it was a little bit closer in the qualifying session, but off they go, and they have 46 minutes on the clock to fight this battle, to fight it out and see who comes out on top. They come out in front of one of the useless racers. That's Paul Heron, or no, Stefan Virlo, sorry. So now everything has to settle again, but Wouter Billen, in the meantime, together with Cliff Bilke, Robert Horvat, David Torre, Kevin Rowlands, they are all still on the track. So our current race leader in the Ford Mustang, Wouter Billen, and he's followed by Amadeo de Keizer, but de Keizer, he is in 25th, and well, he has done his pit stop already. But Cliff Bilke and David Torre in the pits as well. So here's David with the green side mirrors, and here's Cliff also in the pits. It won't be long or we will see a AM Cup driver leading this race. And again, now if Thomas struggles with his tires at the end of the stint again, at the end of the race, because they did both change tires, they were up on the jacks for about 30 seconds, then we're in for a big battle to sort this one out. Wouter Billen as well gets into the pits. And Thomas, or rather should I say Bram, really looking better. There is Wouter Pillen coming out of the pits. Where will he come out with respect to Damien de Grasse? De Grasse going through turns 1 and 2 right now. Where is Billen? He comes out behind, so status quo as well. Feel like Wouter has gained a bit of time on the grass. And who's still out? It's Radek Pavlacek and Robert Horvat. And he's diving into the pits now, so it's his time to slow it down. And only looks like Iridios Partes still has to pit. Pavlacek obviously was a bit further down, and I saw in the background, these guys are now probably, let's check. Only Pavlacek is now in front of these guys, but they will be coming up onto lap traffic quite soon, so let's see. Oh, big move here from De Pretre, and he a bit forceful, but he makes the move and he gets past for first position. A late lunge, but that's the place on this track where you would have to do it, or in the final sector there, hard braking zone, throw it in there and keep your line, which he did, I feel. So looked a bit inevitable to me, but Thomas was keeping his cool for well, 50 minutes. And now let's see what Bram de Pretre's pace looks like with some clean air in front of him instead of a pink BMW blocking his view. Can Thomas stick with him? Or is Bram just too quick? Pavlacek keeps going. So I think... Let's have a look at this pit stop, how long this pit stop is. Because I feel Pavlacek, he was a bit lower down the order than I expected. Is there an option to double stint the tires? Not sure if anybody tried. I haven't noticed at least. And here we see the rest of the field streaming past, and it's still very close. And Pavlacek also in the pits for about 30 seconds, so also taking the tires. Looks like there's no big changes there, and the gap between De Preter and Thomas immediately above 1 second. So after the pit stops, this is our current status for the race. Bram De Preter almost got it during the pit stop, but a couple of laps later got it done into what I would call turn 4 of the track. He is followed by Michael Thomas, who set the identical same lap time in qualifying but started on pole. Damien de Grasse is followed by Wouter Billen. They are about 8 seconds behind the top two. And then it's Marvin Mackenberg with a P5, followed by 3 other Lexuses. Max Bayer, our current GT3 Master. Rob Taplin. He was not there. I think he might have double stinted or is double stinting the tires because he was not in the top 10, or I'm very much mistaken and well, did make some mistakes already today, so never sure, but we'll see. Sven Mackenberg in 8th, Cliff Bulke in 9th, Ralph Arella is in 10th spot, and then it's Robert Horvat right behind him, Kevin Rowlands and David Tore, P12 and 13, and it's Paul Heron and Amadeo de Keizer in P15 now after the pit stops, and it's actually Heron in the lead of the Silver Cup. Alexander Huizing very dominantly in the lead of the AM Cup right now. He's followed by Ian Baskin, Florian Kutz. Can Florian make a move here? No, he doesn't, and he has Sven Hecke from Horsepower right behind him as well. Another opportunity, maybe. Very late braking for Florian Kutz, but he makes the move very cleanly, makes it stick. And Sven Hecke follows through. Sorry, it's Baskin following him through. Hecke now at the back of this field, and Florian Kutz's teammate Tommy Kosonen. He's now being hounded by Huma in the windward Mercedes. Radek Pavlacek, Sabolj Albertini going through turn 1. Cy Fittingham now moving up to P24 after being in dead last after sector 1 on the first lap. Iridios Partes with Stefan Firlos for Useless Racers. And then Sven de Wilf. He is coming out of the pits, serving a drive-through penalty, unfortunately. Kouwenberg was in 27th, Mike Landreth P29, Richard Venema in 30th position, with Dennis 31st, Nigel Wood 32nd, and Justin Vetter in 33rd. We lost 3 drivers. One of them for sure is Timo Siska. Another one is Tino Domink, who got a disqualification. We'll try to figure out what happened to him, but let's go back to the closest on-track battle between Bulke and Mackenberg. Two seasoned drivers. They know each other very well, and they are very, very consistent. Now let me look at Rob Taplin's lap times. They are on par with the guys around him, so that must mean that I am mistaken and that he just was in the top 10 and changed tires, but I don't remember him to be. Only 33 minutes left on the clock. And Bram de Pretre now showing his real pace. He does have the quickest lap of them all around this circuit. Actually, some inter-team battles, which Richard Venema from TSR Netherlands hunting down Mike Landreth from TSR GB. McLaren versus Ferrari. Oh, very sorry. Want to check because side-by-side action between Bilke and Mackenberg, and Bilke now has the inside line. Yeah, that is Bilke on the inside. Can he make the move stick on Sven Mackenberg? He can so far. Now on the power, that should be okay with the Mustang. But as we saw, the Lexus's no slouch takes a bit of a wider line for a good exit. But that's move done for Cliff Bilke. He moves up into P8. They are 2.4 seconds behind Rob Taplin. So there's still some perspective to look ahead. Now, we were watching Landert versus Venema, and we missed the pass, so let's try and look at that back. Here's Venema behind Landreth. Looks like Landreth just, yeah, he let his quotes teammate past for position. On this battle here between Paskin, Heke and Kosunen. Here we see them, Paskin, Heke and Kosunen in the finger racing Ferrari. Oh, and in front there, Cuts as well. I have to go back to Helicam. Cuts versus Heron and the Kaiser. The Kaiser just got past Heron, I think, and Cuts is going to do the same. It looks like he has the inside line for the fast right-hander. Ferrari power versus Lamborghini power. Who blinks first into the braking zone? It's absolutely side by side, but Cuts makes it work and he gets through. And there's Paskin. Can he get past Heron as well? He can for now. Oh, misses the apex there. And he will be slow. He will be slow into turn 1. Will Sven Heke make it 3 wide? He brakes a bit early, luckily. Oh, what a battle here. What a battle at the bottom end of the top 20. Sven Heke follows through. Here comes Tommi Kosunen with Huma just behind him as well. Wow, wow, wow. Everybody wants a piece of this. And Heron needs to try and refocus. And there goes Kosunen. But this is not over yet. Outside line there for Kosunen. Can he stick around the outside here? He gets in front already. Very, very nice. Now, Huma, what will you do? Some epic racing here around Misano. Oh, Huma loses the downforce and drifts wide, but gets back on track and almost loses no time, but the move is not on for him. We quickly have to go to the front because Max Beyer is really, really putting the pressure on Marvin Mackenberg. Wilke was able to put a bit of a gap between him and Sven, but Max now really putting the pressure on Marvin. And there goes Max Beyer. Makes the pass and up into P5 he goes. Good move for Max Beyer. And now a bit wide there. But Marvin will try and follow him. 7 seconds to Wouter Billen. That's a big ask, I think. In 25 minutes. The Kaiser battling it out with Florian Guts. Ferrari versus Ferrari. Guts reinvigorated, let's say. He's in the lead of the Silver Cup battle now, and he wants to get as much daylight between him and Ian Paskin as humanly possible. And what's better than to have one of your fellow Ferraris in front of you? Steal with your eyes, as Xander Huizing is still in front of these guys, so doing a massive job, Xander. P14 at the moment. Closest competitor, Stefan Vierlos, we just saw him, is currently in P26, so the gap at the front, the Pretre really quite a bit quicker, it seems, than Michael Thomas. Just the same as here between Kuts and the Keizer, we have Hecke versus Paskin. Let's go on board with the Ford Mustang. I think Hecke has a little bit of pace over Paskin, but he needs to make it stick. So yeah, big loads on the tires here through these turns. And here as well, very tough. Not too many drive-throughs yet, to be honest. And there in front, it's Kuts versus the Keizer. So you can see it in the foreground, that battle still raging on. But the Keizer still in front. Oh, this is very tricky. There was some space there, but the track is a bit slippy there on the outside. So Sven has to refocus and try again. What a big correction there for Sven Hecke. And as you can see in the background, Kosonen, he is right there. Oh. As you can see, these guys have their cars really dialed in. They're able to catch most of the slides. But here in Sector 1, it is always tough. Always tough to get the power down. Have a quick look. Oh, here goes Kuts. Can he get good power delivery? Keizer is on the inside, but he will go wide now. This is a chance for Kuts. Don't think there is any overlap. Let's go back on board. This is exciting. It all looks so tame from the helicam, and Kuts goes for the inside line. Oh, and pushes the Keizer wide and gets the position. I think intentions were good, but as I said a couple of times, that corner is really on the ragged edge to try and get everything out of that. So Florian Kuts, P15, now puts the Keizer between him and Ian Paskin, who still has Sven Hecke behind. So big battles here going on around the top 15. If we go a bit further to the front again, we have Horvat and Arella. Arella in the blue Lexus, Horvat in the white one. And after passing Sven Mackenberg, Cliff Bulke is not running away with it. Sven is still there, still in his rearview mirror. So that's how that battle looks like. Getting past one of the TSR GB cars. Oh, the Predator lost half a second on the last lap to Michael Thomas. Let's see if that develops into something or not. Or if it was just down to some lap traffic he had to negotiate. Here's Bulke's teammate David Torre in 13th, and he's trying to get past Kevin Rowlands in the Mercedes. Now, what will lapped traffic do with this battle? No impact. But the Kaiser, he's not letting Florian Kutz run away with that 15th position. No, he doesn't. It's actually 3 Ferraris, 14th, 15th and 16th, so not really a Ferrari track, it looks like. Although our race leader is driving a yellow Ferrari, like the one that we see here on the screen, so a lot of it is down to driver skill and just a bit of luck. Amadeo had a bit of bad luck there, losing out on 4 or 5 positions. And with the grid so close, that can really hypothesize your race. Yeah, Cuts will have to defend for the last 15 minutes of this race, that's for sure. And Cy Fillingham for 77. We looked at Arella, he's in P10. Good result for him. Cy Fillingham has now gained 11 positions, to 12 positions actually, to put himself in P24 after his lap 1 spin. And he's now behind Saab, Lexus versus Lexus, as they stream through turn 1. And a drive-through for Sven Hecke. Those will come now in these final stages of the race. Some guys probably have gotten some track cuts in the first hour of the race. Took it easy, but now in the heat of the moment, in these battles, trying to eke out as much lap time as they can, and very easy to go over the limit here. It's not the longest pit stop, but or the longest pit lane, but the pit exit is a bit longer than that would be absolutely necessary. And here is, as I saw, the Pretre is behind these guys now. On board with the race leader. Currently some good free track, as Sven Hecke is serving his drive-through penalty. Really pushing hard, really on the edge there for Bram de Pretre. And the gap between Wouter Billen here, again, I think in Silverstone as well, had a great result, but a very anonymous race. Had the battle with the grass in front, got past, and now they are running at about 1 to 2 seconds between them for the whole race. So it's a very nice result for Wouter, of course, in the Ford, but not a lot of real action for him, also not for Damien. David Dorre is still behind Kevin Rowlands, and let's see. Cy Fillingham is still behind. Sab Albertini, and Sven Hecke gets a stop and go 30, so he took his drive-through, but I think took it a bit too quickly. And an extra penalty slapped onto his race time, unfortunately. So he had a pretty decent race so far. And now, due to some small mistakes, unfortunately, dropping back. And Iridius Partes, he is right there with Fillingham and Albertini. Bilke is now within 1 second of Rob Taplin. This might be a developing story. He has Sven right behind, so these three are bunching up, it seems. Almost identical lap times for the last lap. And Bilke on pure pace, best lap time. He is the quickest of the three. So let's see if Bilke can snatch another position in the final stages of this race. Sven Hecke serves his stop and go 30. And gets back out. Let's have a look at this from Sven Meckenberg's perspective. That's Bilke in front with Rob Taplin in the NSN Lexus right in front of him. And on board with the fort as well. And a drive-through for the Kaiser. They're coming in thick and fast now, 6 minutes left. Will we see any changes in the top 10 due to any penalties? There are some battles. Bilke right behind Taplin. Horvat right behind Arella. Dora right behind Rodens. Cy Fillingham and Albertini right behind Paul Heron as well. So they're still very, very much on the line. And it's also easy to get another cut. Very late on the brakes there for Bilke. But no harm done, of course. Takes a bit of a better line, I feel, than Rob. Rob was quite tight. You can see, I think Cliff is being a bit cautious, especially here in the final sector, to not get any track cuts. Alexander Huizing still leading his class by a long way, and in front of the Silver Cup leading car, Florian Kutz. Now, intense racing are on the charge. Bilke wants to get past Staplin. Dora wants to get past Rollins. Can any of the two or both make that work in the final 5 minutes of this race? Lap traffic maybe coming into play. That's the... Oh, sorry, that's the Lexus of Rob Taplin. It's not a two-way battle anymore. It's very much a three-way battle with Mackenberg behind. And the Pretre, I will already say now, a very mature performance, equaling Michael Thomas on the qualifying lap. Then very patient first sector, pushing Thomas by the end of that first stint, trying to get past in the pit stops, coming out behind, but then still regaining focus, and got past with a good move into the tight hairpin. And this battle is now very much on. Will Cliff Bilke make a move? Moves to the outside. Well, has to be careful to not lose out. But he feels he's quicker. He wants to try and get past as quickly as possible, because Sven Mackenberg behind is really a menace for him. Oh, leaves the door open. Rob has to leave some space. Let's see from Mackenberg's perspective. Rob Taplin keeps it defensive, and now Bilke doesn't have the space. He doesn't have the space, but he does have the inside line for turn 1. Sven keeps it there. Oh, and Bilke will lose out, I think. Yeah, he does for now. And Arella and Horvat have joined the party as well. 1 minute left on the clock, so this... Where's Bram? So we will have finished this lap, and then we will have 1 lap more. But this battle... Oh, Cliff Bilke goes wide. He will lose another position, I think. Will keep his nose up the inside there. But Bilke, unfortunately for him, instead of going forwards, moving backwards. What can Arella do? Will he lose out to Robert Horvat? Looks like he will. Inside line for Horvat now. And Horvat gets through, but power delivery was not perfect. Anyway, Robert Horvat gets past and moves up into P10. P10 for Robert Horvat in his first race of this GT3 Masters series. So that means before the end of this race, looks like this battle has quiet it down, it will be Sven Mackenberg from Bilke from Horvat and Arella. This, of course, is still very close, but Rob Taplin putting in a very nice performance indeed with P7. But we'll have a look at our race winner for today. He's just in front of the battle with Cy Fillingham and Sap Albertini and Iridius Partis. Three-way battle as well, all the way to the line. But here comes Bram de Preter to claim the first win in this 8th edition of the GT3 Masters, hosted by RRLeagues and simlab.eu. It's a very nice performance from him. And Michael Thomas, he will finish in 2nd position. Damien de Grasse across the line, and Wouter Billen right behind in the Mustang. Max Bayer finishing it off in P5. Marvin Mackenberg in P6, and then, as we saw, Rob Taplin, followed by Sven Mackenberg, Cliff Bilke, Robert Horvat, and Ralph Arella. That's this battle. Then Kevin Rowlands holding off David Torre for P12. Xander Huizing taking the win in the M Cup class in front of all of the Silver Cup drivers. So very nice performance indeed. A bit of a quiet race, I think, at least from what I saw, but very nice performance indeed. And Florian Kutz taking the win in the Silver Cup. I think I have to say once again, I think he took it in Silverstone as well. He's followed by Ian Paskin, Tommy Kossunen, and Michael Huma. They are still racing. Huma and Kossunen into the final turn. That will be a dash to the line. But it will be Kossunen from Huma. Then Pavlacek across the line. Albertini, Fillingham, Partish, Heron, De Keizer in the end, P24. Vierloos in 25th position. Nigel Wood, Richard Venema, Michael Endred, Ruud Dennis, Olivier Kouwenberg, and Justin Vetter. 32 finishers. And we had Dirk Weigt, Timo Siska, and Tino de Munk not finishing the race here today at Misano, unfortunately. But a classic race, hard fought in the qualifying session and in the race session. So a very nice race indeed. Now, as the drivers are cooling down, we look at the calendar. And in 2 weeks' time, we will travel not too far from Misano to Zandvoort for our first sprint race weekend of this season. I will tell you all about it when we hit that race in 2 weeks' time. And again, I'm very sorry that we have missed the first half hour of the race. I was completely unaware that I did not press the go live button. That will not happen again. I will see if I can find the time. Then maybe I will try to record that first half hour and the qualifying session if I get my hands on the replay. But again, the qualifying session was epic. It was very close, and then in the race, it was in the end Bram de Preter who took the win, and he is joining us here in the booth. So let's see what he has to tell us. Hey Bram, good evening and congratulations.
Hey, Miguel, good evening. Thank you.
That was, well, I said it a couple of minutes ago, that was quite a mature performance, I think. Very, very patient after
Oh,
just
yeah.
missing out on pole position.
It wasn't easy. Let's say it like that. It was pretty intense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That looked like it.
Was fun. It was really intense. Demanded a lot. I'm knackered.
And only
But it was
90
fun.
minutes, so
Yeah, this track is so tiring. Like you never get half a minute to take some air. Oh.
no, 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 that's true, that's true. And well, before the race, I was thinking maybe someone would double stint the tires, but with the temperatures, that was
Yeah, no,
not
that's
really an
out of the
option.
question. Yeah, that's absolutely out of the question. Especially this track with all the heat, you would lose way more than yeah, taking tires.
All right. Well, in any case, congratulations. I think it's a bit of redemption from
Mm.
for 2 weeks ago,
Oh
where you
yeah,
also had
I
the
sure
win more or less in the bag. So
I
must
was
feel good.
very how should I say it? Disappointed with that one. The way I just threw it away like that with it
Yeah, yeah,
sitting
yeah.
in the pit lane, but it happens to everyone, you see. So lessons learned from now on. I'm taking it a bit easier on the approach.
Yeah, not an easy one here either in Misano. So
No, that's true. No, not an easy one. You have to go back on the throttle and then, of course, be careful to brake early. But tires are a bit worn, so well, they're quite worn already. But
yeah,
yeah, maybe I should have gone for the undercut, but I waited a bit too long, and then we came in on the same lap.
yeah, it looked like
Thomas and me,
Michael
so
had you under control for most of the first stint, but then in the end he looked like he was struggling a bit more with the tires.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Mm, Same for me actually. As soon as the tires are starting to get worn, there's no way I can. Yeah, there's just no way I can go for the overtake. The Ferrari doesn't have a lot of how should I say it
Torque.
acceleration
Yeah.
or the top speed, so it needs all the lap time from all the corners. But with the worn tires, just yeah, and then just maybe went for a bit of maybe an optimistic move, but I think it was my only opportunity when I
It
overtook
had to be
Michael.
done. I wasn't expecting it. Well, you were close, of course, but
Yeah,
I was
but
thinking you might wait until the very end.
fair play to him though for not just shutting the door. I mean, he left it kind of open, but he handled it really well as well. So
Yeah,
fair
but
play to him as well. It was really nice
yeah,
racing
for
him.
sure. We'll see how that
Mm.
plays out throughout the season for the championship.
Yes, that's true.
All right, man. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Congratulations again, and
Yes,
Zandvoort
yes.
in 2 weeks' time.
Hope it was a nice race also for you to watch and the
Um,
commentary. I'll be watching it.
it was, but we missed the first half of the race. Well, I didn't, but the viewers did because I didn't press go live. So we'll see if we can correct that at some point in the next 2 weeks. But yeah,
Okay, okay.
it
That
was a
can
good
happen.
race.
Yep. All
All
right.
right,
Have a
cheers.
good evening.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. See you.
And just like that, that's the end of this Misano race. As I said, in 2 weeks' time, we will be traveling to Zandvoort for a another completely different race, probably even more difficult to pass on, and times will be very, very close as they were today. If you like the stream, give it a like. If you want to stay notified of any future live streams that we do, then feel free to hit that subscribe button. Uh, this was everything for today, and this was the second round of the RRL GT3 Masters Series, sponsored by simlab.eu, and I will see you in 2 weeks' time.